partially for the reason, a partial reason for that is Sphinx's Drakkar, right? Kind of a old school counter to the pick, and something that Sphinx has been piloting immaculately so far here in playoffs and throughout the regular season. So I guess it just makes sense that you don't want to be the one playing it yourself. You're going to have to just sacrifice that and respect being a Juno, and that might have some repercussions here for character draft later in the series.
I do want to mention that Hamster Quest took Vicious Vambrace, a very unconventional Gear Awakening for Juliet wall characters. You either pick the Slicks or the Pummelers, and I'm not sure if this is going to get much value in this matchup with that here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Flower's obviously a big damage player herself, being able just, someone who always wants to look to do out the damage. But on the flip side, yeah, that Drakkar Mako is... I'm not quite sure if they're actually going to be pumping out so much damage to warrant the Vambrace, especially if you could get something like the bulk up or the peak performance, though. As right now, actually, it's kind of looking the exact opposite. Sphinx going to be the one low here, going to be threatened with a KO. A good defense here from the sound of Groundhog Day means that they're going to be able to stay alive coming into overtime. Sphinx with an absolutely huge clear out, but he's going to be knocked away by the cord flip of Storm. Okay, that's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Fitting emotes coming out from Hamster Quest, Dubu Ha and Finny La, and it's just Storm and Hamster Quest and just everyone on the side of Fricken Esports are really playing this well. Just playing it slow, playing to the strengths of the characters with the eject goalie. A much different view that we had from previous games, because everyone loves to play melee goalies in Nasty in the North American Strikers training grounds, but Storm, with his picks, with the eject, with the Luna, with the Vice, with the Ivy, allow him to really push up and really help with the offense for the side of Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting to see that disparity. Storm, though, with that glass cannon eject button means he's kind of got the best of both worlds, right? The one other pick that we saw a lot coming out from the IME was the glass cannon, or sorry, the momentum boots, and I mean, glass cannon is just kind of mom boots at home, really, right? So Storm's going to be able to play this IME, I think, very effectively, and she's going to be set up, or sorry, the IME is going to be set up here for a lot of success coming into it. And we're already seeing a lot of that, right? Storm accredited with that previous goal. If Flowers is not able to get those consistent chain lightnings onto the enemy goalie, this could be a Storm sweep.
He did just get 2 goals for his team, and now Flowers is looking really low with the flip. They're looking to try to kill her, but with this playing of that for her life, Flowers is going to get the orb and use the flip to probably score here. But good defense from the side of Groundhog Day, and just looking, oh my god, the flip gets taken out, and Flowers is looking low, and now she probably will die in a few seconds.
Yeah, maybe the IME damage is going to be there. Flip exchange, freaking Chris unfortunately get a whiff. Flowers desperately trying to stay alive. A bit of an aggressive defense here. Hamster Quest actually going to be staggered. We might see some value off the Vicious Vambrace. Flip going to find a KO. Storm, an amazing angle to open up the net for the side of Groundhog Day. Firewall Sentry comes through. Sphinx has to evade defensively. A good KO by Storm. Freaking Chris now in a 2v1 situation advantage is going to be able to strike it in.
Great corner offense for the side of Groundhog Day, really pinching all the options that the goalie had, that Josh Asian had on that defense. And now, okay, add rush. We could beat it. We could take a third. I'm really looking at this add rush and they pick it, and it's gonna allow them to just sweep everyone and just out tempo this whole entire game.
Yeah, definitely an interesting relationship between Nasty and Adrenaline Rush. It's something that a lot of people have avoided, and I'm really curious to see it being picked up. I think this is a good draft. It does give over the prize fighter or specialized training to Flowers, but I think that Vice was getting something good no matter what. So on the flip side, I think Hamster Quest with his Vicious Vambrace and the bulk up, basically impossible to kill, I think, for the composition that Groundhog Day has brought out. Obviously save for some crazy Flowers Vice shenanigans.
With this Vicious Vambrace bulk up, now they can just play for... They can't really die to just raw stagger kills. They have to die to like some random Vice shenanigans. Like, okay, I'm gonna walk up to you and primary ult, and hopefully you will die. But Hamster Quest, being around the block so long, they would not fall for those scenarios. And Sphinx is gonna probably die here with the kill confirm. No dice on that punch kill, and Now we're back to neutral state, and we're just looking. We'll just settle in, get the orbs, just recollect our thoughts, and oh my gosh, they almost died there.
Yeah, this is so much damage now coming out. On top of that, the Crystallized Thorns was there, stops the regeneration for Sphinx and JA. Now Sphinx going to be the one paying the price for that. Strike War win for Hamster Quest now. Pass up to Storm. The triangle is fully formed. The flip comes through, but Flowers, an amazing supernova to deny it. Almost gets the goalie barrier for her troubles. As we enter overtime here, Storm with the flip. Flowers trying to bait it out, but unfortunately not going to be able to do so. Cyber Swipe comes through, a little bit of damage onto Flowers and gets the core out. Hamster Quest maybe one more opportunity here with a Flame Flurry. No, it actually sails right through two members of Groundhog Day. Sphinx and JA not able to reach it in time. It's going to be Fricken Esports potentially pulling away here in set number 2.
Hamster Quest really locking down Joyce Asia's options with that Flame Flurry, with the punch, and I've said previously, I really like the Juliet Mako matchup, and Hamster Quest is really exploiting. They're saving the abilities for the cage, they're getting rid of the speed from the secondary, and now, oh my gosh, 2 evades are gone. The damage might come back to bite Fricken Esports, but good out from their defense, and oh, unfortunate barrier fall, but we're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna go back and probably take the second barrier here.
Absolutely agree. Hamster Quest, though, a man on a mission, wins the Strike War, almost gets the goalie barrier, but not able to do so. But he's going to have to support a freaking Chris now, who's made his way up the midfield line. Cyber Swipe Glitch Pop comes through, chunks out Flowers. Sphinx is going to be low as well, but freaking Chris, the one on the chopping block right now, damage-wise. Going back and forth, Strike Shot able to get a good clear out, but Sphinx is going to have the one with possession. Storm walking forward here with the eject button. Oh no, it's a tragedy, but the Cyber Swipe's going to be there. No, the Glitch Pop is actually what's going to be the one to save it. Flip comes through from Sphinx, and with only 2 members on the board, there's just too many angles that Sphinx could take. Finally, Groundhog Day find themselves on the board.
And Storm played that defense really well. He actually forced Sphinx to use the flip. Like, they didn't falter in front of Flowers, and they have extra special, so they saved the turret for another offense. And now they're collapsing here on the night market, using the speed gate, trying to get something done here. And, oh, they could have killed Sphinx there, could have punished them for mispositioning, coming in with flip on front of the Mako. No dice on that scoring opportunity. Now, coming back here, and they're looking pretty solid. 2 flips coming up for the side of Groundhog Day, but friggin' Chris is forced to evade, and now he's looking to be damaged.
And damage has been rather interesting this game. I feel like we've seen a lot of dash punch kill confirms like that onto players like Sphinx, but on the flip side, because of this vicious Vambrace and because of freaking Chris's, he's been saving a lot of those blinks for supernovas. He's not been chunked out. He's unfortunately going to be taken out there, but not really because of stagger, just because of a kind of a combo that hit him. So it's interesting to see, because it feels like Flowers and Sphinx are not able to find a lot of power play opportunities. So right now, all members of Fricken Esports going to be here on defense as we enter overtime. Strike War win by freaking Chris, but he has to go through another one to win. Cyber Swipe comes through as the power cord unfortunately got a whiff there. The piercing shot sends it up to Hamster Quest, but it's going to be blocked away by JA with drum and bass. Yeah, very awkward bounce here. A night market flip comes through for Flowers. The power cord's there. Hamster Quest winning a crucial Strike War go, gets the clear out. This freaking Chris may be an opportunity, but he's going to be shot and staggered before he can have an offensive power play. The Strike War from Storm is a little dangerous there, but it is able to get the job done. Unfortunately, though, the flip not blocked by the Flame Flurry. 2 points going to be going the way of Groundhog Day.
Oh, Storm is putting a lot of work on both the offense and defense, and he might need a little help here from his teammates, because he's doing all he can, putting the turrets down. You really don't want to play defensive with the eject goalie, with the Ivy. You really want to get in there, put your turret down, put all your glitch pop, cyber swipe, all the damage, and all the brawler and midfielder can keep the possession up, so you have cooldowns to keep doing it again. So it's really up to the side of not Groundhog Day, to freaking Esports to get this done, to get the cooldowns out, try to pressure the goalie, and just, oh my gosh, I killed my fight. Found it. Oh, wow. Wrong person. I was looking at the wrong person there, Big Fat, and now power play for the side of Groundhog Day. They're trying to get it done. Storm playing the defense really well, playing calm and collected, and now with the Marcus Beats coming in, trying to push the ball up for the side of Groundhog Day, and now we're back. Chris has respawned, and now it's 3-on-3.
Yeah, power play going to come to an end here. Freaking Chris has some cooldowns, able to get one. Flip all but guarantees the second one here. Storm gonna work up, has the cooldowns, a little bit of a scary strike as we enter overtime. Comes through, the cyber swipe is there, the glitch pop's there, the dash punch is there, and the goalie for Groundhog Day is not. 1v1 situation, Sphinx is going to end up losing it, but Flowers has the clear angle, has a flip herself, could go for a miracle shot here, tries to go for it, but Storm reads it, but the piercing shot, utilizing the core speed, is perfect. Sends it right into the goal there. Going to be a tied upset now for both teams.
Wait. The back line on the side of Fricken Esports, Storm and Fricken Chris, played that interaction so well. They kept the core speed up and allowed them to get a cheeky slide up on the top side. Now they have a flip, they have all the momentum here, and they're trying to really stuff the life out of the Groundhog Day. Just end the set now.
Yeah, that would be a huge win for Groundhog Day to be up 2-0, but that's going to be easier said than done. Open net here, Flowers with the supernova hits 2 members, but no KO is going to be found. Freaking Chris going to be knocked low, however. Dodge to work with is going to be gone. The shotgun prevents the dash punch from finding any victims. The piercing shot doesn't come through to take it, and Flowers, ooh, gotta feel good after that one. Mixes up Storm on the strike timing, gets a wall bounce off of Night Market. That's gonna be a completely dead even game for both teams. JA gonna be your MVP.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff here for the side of Groundhog Day. Mako being first pick here it's not that threatening for the side. They could pick like damage and all that, but Timeless Creator Extra Special Aimi has been picked, and now they have turrets that can just take all the barriers.
On the flip side here, Fight or Flight for Hamster Quest, which I think is going to be so valuable for getting mobility for this Julie, who has not taken the Slick Kigs or the Magnetized Souls or the Pummelers, right? All of these things grant mobility in some way, shape, or form. And Vambrace is the one that doesn't. So this Fight or Flight is going to be well needed. On top of that, obviously getting a Dash Punch reset if you get a Stagger KO is going to be very, very nice. But going into game proper here, I think Flower is going to have a pretty strong build for this fight. Can potentially find a lot more opportunities now that she has the Deadeye.
Hamster Quest picking up that Fight or Flight will allow him to have a little bit more speed to keep up, because he is on that Vicious Embrace, and allow him to find damage and just keep up. Because now he has, like you said, Big Bat, now he's the Stagger reset. Oh my gosh, the Vice Primary just kills straight up with the Deadeye, and with the double flip to the side. Fricken Esports, they can play fast here, they play slow, but good flip and good slow.
Oh.
That is my ISS goalie. He put the backpack on and he scored. My goat.
Yeah, Storm, well played there, is able to win that interaction. That was looking scary against the Supernova of Flowers. Big point going the way of Fricken Esports, a crucial set to put any team at a big advantage. Unfortunate mishap does not give Fricken Esports the barrier. It's going to make them lose one, in fact. But Sphinx going to take a lot of damage for that reward. Hamster Quest almost certainly just waiting for this dash punch opportunity to go through. Doesn't find it, unfortunately. They're a bit awkward, but the goalie barrier does go down in the end. Flip from Hamster Quest immediately canceled out by JA. Punch comes through, blocks the ensnare drums, but the triangle is still here from the side of Fricken Esports. Now finally going to be cleared. It's Flowers able to win the strike war against Storm. Sphinx going to get dash punch, but the core goes in the hands of Fricken Chris. A corner offense has started. But Fricken Chris, no cooldowns here to maybe find the final blow under that goalie barrier. Firewall Sentry also going to be knocked away by JA. The ensnare drums comes through. Wow, JA is still holding, but the Flame Flurry finally going to guarantee it. Flip comes through from Storm, going to be stuffed out by Sphinx, and the shotgun gets it done. Sphinx credited with the goal. It's a dead even game.
Got caught lacking with that dribble there. Sphinx punishing Storm for kind of risky defense, and now it's pretty even 1-1. Someone has to make a tempo play, just to take over, and that's it. The tempo has officially been swung. Bring that Awakening back on the low. They have a double barrier, double flip for the side of Groundhog Day, and now they could really just play slow, play for the corner flip, but not even Sword Angle, the good defense. Sword Angle, oh my gosh. The defense from the side of him. Shotgun ends the point, and now Groundhog Day are up and now they have all the momentum to take this set right now.
Yeah, that was a valiant defense from the side of Fricken Esports, but after a bit of a slog early game, Groundhog Day is going to be the one's advantage in game number 1. Hamps JA gloriously holds on to that first barrier, but Sphinx going to lose his flip and his life in the process. Hamster Quest looking to play corner offense. Flowers with an amazing supernova buys so much space for her goalie, and the power play is all but stalled out. Should it go here? No. Hamster Quest, an amazing strike to end out the power play, opens up the net. Cyber Swipe's there, the Flame Flurry is what secures it though. Hamster Quest evening up the game for Fricken Esports.
Everyone is playing with such confidence that they're not afraid to make mistakes, and they're not afraid to push up, not afraid to just take over this game. And this extra special Primus Creator turret, this Firewall Sentry, it's doing a lot of work, just putting all the pressure. But Flowers gets the kill, has the pummeler speed, but the barrier falls, and now all the momentum is shifted. Storm and Hamsquest are looking both at flips soon, and they're gonna have to be forced to use it if they don't want to die, but they keep it. They want the ego in, they want to be greedy, and now the defense is being a bit solid here, and we're back to the neutral state.
Agreed. It's been freaking Chris, actually, I think, the victim of a lot of the damage that's been coming out of Flowers and Sphinx, and we've been feeling that. It's like midfield missing a presence from freaking Esports right now, and not really to freaking Chris's own fault. So right now, we are going back into that neutral state. Like you mentioned, going to be a tense 0.5 here on set number 3. Freaking Chris looking to start the corner offense, the Firewall Sentry providing support, but to match that, Flowers with the Supernova forces freaking Chris. Wow, an amazing snipe comes off of JA's flip, gonna open up the net for freaking Esports. The corner here on the bottom has been so bloody, so deadly, but Hamster Quest, a wonderful strike coming through. Storm has flip, the offense might be here. No, has to blow flip defensively. Key point for both teams. The dash punch gonna be stuffed away by the pitch perfect. Now the drum and bass going to be the thing to defend the line. Oh my god. What a slow roller. The angle is perfect, and Storm, despite the glass cannon, cannot find it in time. That is not what you want to see in such a crucial point.
Yeah, unfortunate mishap there, but we're looking at this draft right now, and I'm looking at a certain B. Sting, buzz. You gotta take that stinger. Oh, we actually give it up. We take aerials, and now Storm has so much damage. And now they can literally just sit on someone and just damage them. And okay, since P Performance gotta take it, all Storm needs to do is sit on Jakar. And what's he gonna do? Fight back?
No, absolutely not. No damage, no survivability to his name. On the flip side, though, I think some big pickups to look at. Team player for this Mako, right? Not only is it just generically one of the better awakenings for goalie, but it's doubly so when you have an Aimee goalie. She really does struggle to deal with fast core speeds due to the way that her abilities work. That extra core speed means over time gives Storm less opportunities to come forward, but it's going to be Flowers taking all the credit as I talk about awakenings. That's going to be 1 point in favor of Groundhog Day.
You saw the Brickbat, that Flowers is pretty low, even with peak performance. There's so much damage on both sides that whoever gets the first kill will probably win this game. And now look at the Firewall Sentry is putting down, and now they have all the pressure. All the momentum here, double barrier falls for the side of Groundhog Day, and now look at Flowers, she's so low. I mean, she has no speed, she can't really move. Oh, but the perfect pitch doesn't snipe out the barrier. There's so much happening here. Someone's gonna die. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
It's a Slobberknocker here, Brickbat.
Oh! No! Sphinx finds the shotgun. A holy shot to take that goal. And Groundhog Day are going to find themselves on game point after a heater of a second to last point. It's going to be up to Fricken Esports to be able to defend their position here in winners. A good start as one goalie barrier goes down. Flowers looking to end this. That Supernova is going to be so dangerous. I'm looking at freaking Chris with no evade to his name. If he walks too close to the edge, that could just be it for him from a power chord Supernova combo. Flowers looking to push the core forward. The perfect pitch from JA. That team player as well sets Flowers up perfectly. And this could be it. The strike war is there. Storm not able to find the corner clear that he wants. And Groundhog Day are going to win game number 1. They're looking to take it to a grand finals reset.
Good first game, really exciting, really fast-paced here, and I really thought the team with Adverse Stinger would have a pretty good chance in the damage, and it was really coming up, but unfortunately the bear would fall on some timings that. So okay, as the IME goalie, you want to use your abilities to hit people, or like put pressure on. Like he would use all his abilities, and then the core would just come back to him, unfortunately. And all he would have was just strike, and some fast core speed, the team player, device, the chain lightning. Those barriers would fall so fast that you couldn't bring his cooldowns back up to play defense, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes with the IB goalie.
Yeah. But on the flip side, just some silver linings, a 3+2 from Storm, effective playstyle, I think, early on especially, being able to play so aggressively and secure so many goals for his team. So I definitely think it's still pickable coming into game number 2, which is going to be IME's app. But when that IME's app rolls in, I cannot help but think of all this unstaggered chaos that Flowers found in that previous game, and I'm wondering if Hamster Quest and Fricken Chris are going to be able to deal with what Sphinx and Flowers want to bring to the table in game number 2.
I will say, the Vicious Vambrace, I would like to see something else other than pick. If you're gonna play Vicious Vambrace, play like Kazan or something, because Kazan wants the ball a lot, and Vicious Vambrace plays in that playstyle really well. And okay, because Storm really wants to play with people that play damage, and it has worked. And I think they should play. Someone should pick Siphoning One with personal bias. They want to take them out. They want to play damage. At least someone should play Siphoning One. Maybe the midfielder, maybe the brawler with like Zentaro or Vice. But we'll see what happens on this next map. IME's application.
Yeah, the application calls here in game number 2, and I'm looking to see what both teams pick up. Again, I think that Juno going to be a little bit hotly contested between Fricken Chris and Sphinx, kind of the premier Juno players of the league, if I recall correctly. So we saw it banned out by Fricken Esports in game number 1. They did not want to deal with it, especially because, again, Sphinx brings that Drakkar counter pick. Should Fricken Chris elect into it. So I'm wondering if they had scrimmed before, or they just realized that the matchup wasn't really playable for them, and they just want to ban it to get done, because Fricken Chris does not have a Drakkar in his pocket from what I understand. He's mainly wanting to play that Estelle should that Juno be picked out.
Now, IME's application is a very volatile map, and a lot of picks can be chosen to really change the tide, but this Rasmus, this Juliet, could be pretty high priority picks for either team. And I know Storm could play the Rasmus goalie, but he would rather play that on like Demon Deus. I caught myself saying Demon Deus. Yeah. Demon Deus. As we're coming back in this draft, explosive entrance stacks on stacks. And now I'm really looking at a Zentaro pick here. Explosive entrance is a pretty best in slot awakening for him, and I think it would really shine in this matchup here.
100%, I could agree with that. And that stacks on stacks is interesting, right? If you could keep yourself alive, you can snowball off of that mobility and take over the game. But it is IME's app, all right? Those stacks could be gone like that. It's going to be interesting to see which teams opt into that gamble. And as they say, gambling is pretty awesome. So we'll see what happens for both these teams. Again, with that explosive entrance and what Flowers wants to pick, I feel like we're almost certainly going to see another Vice IME here. And I think that question asks, if you are banning the Juno, you are going to be red side here, which means it's probably going to be undeniable. But if it doesn't get first picked, which it did by Groundhog Day, you have an opportunity to ban out what Flowers wants to play here. You could pick the IME Vice yourself. And what is Flowers going to play? She does not play traditional brawlers as far as I know.
No, they did pinch her pool a bit with the Vice ban and the IME pick. And now she's going to play Luna. And she's probably going to go slick kick stacks on stacks. Take over the game. And with this eject goalie, you don't really have defensive options to really deal with the Luna. And all she needs to do is dribble, weave around, be a bit slippery, and just use the dash. and just hits on them. And then that's all you need because it's a one barrier map. And once that barrier falls, open net, and you're playing with, oh, I'm mistaken. There is no Luna.
Whoa.
It is on the side of Groundhog Day, it is Juno, Rasmus, Mako. And on the flip side, saying your terminology, it is Aimee, Estelle, Jakar. Really looking interesting picks here.
Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna be real. No clue what is going on with these compositions. I think the Aimee is probably going to be goalie again. I think that's kind of Storm's go. It feels like it's Storm's go-to pick. If you could correct me if I'm wrong, but with that explosive entrance, the eject button is obviously going to be very good as well. The Stell is going to be something that freaking Chris is going to be playing. Should he not get the Juno, which he did not, and that Jakar is going to be Hamster Quest. That is a character that I know personally that he likes. So I'm wondering if he's going to end up doing that here. Anyone could really go anywhere in this composition, and on the flip side, I feel like it is pretty set in stone who's going what.
I mean, into the map pick, game 2 on the Aimee's application, and Flowers is on that Rasmus pick, and I think with her playstyle, she's gonna go pummelers, and with this unfamiliarity on this Rasmus, on this, I almost said Rasmus champion, I'm being league pilled, this Rasmus character, I'm wondering how she will fare in this matchup here.
Yeah, definitely unfamiliar grounds for Flowers as players. I think this is going to be a moment where she is going to have her pool tested a bit. We're going to see if she actually has practiced this, if this is something that she is comfortable on, or if we're going to see a bit of a brawler flounder coming out from who is traditionally a midfielder for their main role. So going into this though, Sphinx on the Juno, I think, going to be the man of the hour. It is his signature character. It is frickin' Chris's signature character. And it was going to be the most contested pick, I think, of this series. So if it performs well, I think it could lead to a dire situation for the side of Fricken Esports in the bracket reset. And already, Groundhog Day looking to be the ones to take it to that reset. Sphinx with an early goal.
Yeah, I'm really looking for the side of Fricken Esports Hamster Quest. He did take that pummelers, and he did take the explosive entrance. And it's really up to him to find these KOs and put the pressure on and allow his team to really do their thing, because Storm wants to push up. If he's playing on the back foot, he's losing. There's no other way to say it. So Hamster Quest is really fishing right now, and this is where he's going to get value. Just play lame, sit on someone, and just shoot them. Yeah,
100%. That's what you want to be, the little Jakar brawler rat that we have seen so many times in the NAS. Ooh, Sphinx, though, playing one-man interference in the power play, completely stalling it out for Flowers to get back up. But the damage is pumping up for both members of Groundhog Day. This is a little bit scary. Flip comes out from Sphinx. Freaking Chris not going to be yanked out and surviving here. That drum and bass. Perfect pitch comes through. Flowers, a crucial strike or win, but unfortunately, Hamster Quest going to be sent on a rampage here, and that makes it all too easy for the side of Fricken Esports. They're going to be evening up the game here.
I won't lie, Fricken Chris had a free shot on the top side and decided not to take it, and that allowed Storm to have to burn Cyber Swipe to really put on the pressure. And you really want to end these points quick. You don't want to let them slow down. You want to put the pressure on, and unfortunately, barrier take. And now look at all the pressure, the Junior Slimes, the Pendulum Swing for the side of Rasmus. And oh my gosh, Flowers with the cheeky Rasmus kill. The Death's Touch. And now she has all the speed to put the ball in, and that was 2-1. That was a disturbing angle, I won't lie.
Yeah, that was kind of out of nowhere. I wasn't even seeing it. Well played to Flowers, who, hey, sometimes you're able to not play the character, you're able to play the pull. And if you could do that, champion familiarity doesn't really matter. You'll still kind of use the age-old, the tradition of Aimee's app to pick the Rasmus. Sometimes they don't know how to play around it. You could just abuse that to a victory.
Flowers does have the flip here. Probably going to look to be damage dump, because you want to hit the person with a evade so they don't need to take the core flip, use it for the interaction. But Hamster Quest is pretty low. Freaking Chris is coming up with the side with the piercing shot and puts the ball in, even up the set 2-2. Really needed that play.
Yeah, really big, and brings us again, interestingly enough, to another set 1.5, which we saw in the previous game. The snare drum's going to come out immediately just to win kickoff. A lot of investment from the side of JA to get the core forward, which, as you mentioned, plays to that weakness of the Aimi, right? You don't want the core in front of her. And as such, kickoff can go the way of Groundhog Day very, very quickly. And going to be an open net. Flowers might have to pay for this with her life, though. The shotgun, they're not going to find it. So all the cooldowns are going to be burned on Flower, which leaves Sphinx with a perfect opportunity to find the goal. Not going to happen, though, as the flip comes out. Going to be parried away by freaking Chris. The pull comes through, finds a wonderful KO from Flowers. Going to put us into a power play. The slime's going to be there. Flowers not able to do it, but gets that final Strike War win to send it in, take the set, and a Groundhog Day 1 set closer to that Grand Finals reset.
She looked very clean with that kill confirm. That would be someone that had like 500 hours on this Rasmus character. And now a really tricky. Oh my, look! This is a damage comp's dream. Ad rush, stinger, prize fighter. But I'm wondering what gets picked here with that.
Well, it makes sense. Ad rush being denied, but that's just one win condition taken away from the Rasmus, and another one's been placed into his hands. But as you mentioned, stinger going to go the way of Storm. So much damage potentially, especially onto Flowers, who's playing the more fragile of the two characters. It can go very bad. On top of that, even though it isn't scaled yet, freaking Chris, just a raw spark of strength, going to be sitting at 132 power on this Estelle, which can lead to a lot of damage should he be given the opportunity to set up those piercing shots, but he might not get that chance, as already Storm unable to defend here on the Aimi goalie pick. It's going to be an open net for the side of Fricken Esports.
I mean, the damage, this damage game that Fricken Esports really wants to play here, they're kind of getting reversed, they're getting damaged themselves. And if FRCK is not getting kills, he's not really getting much value on this GHOG character. He did take the palms, he's basically losing.
Wow.
What happened though, Flowers?
Oh, wait, Flowers died? Yeah, I heard the KO, but I heard the pull sound effect, and I assumed that Flowers was the one that died, but it might have been. No, it was actually the piercing, or sorry, the Rose Warp from freaking Chris, who caught Flowers trying to get their cheeky pull onto freaking Chris. So a little bit of karma there for the Rasmus pickup, and Flowers again going to be the focus of fire right now from the side of freaking Esports, but it's just not able to convert into any sort of goals, any sort of barriers, and it's just such an unfortunate situation all around for freaking Esports.
Yeah, that'll be double power play kill, and they're trying to look for 3. Oh, they have to kill her. Oh, perfect. That was perfect.
Wait, that was kind of a quangle of the ages. That was freaking awesome. I didn't see that angle, but freaking Chris did, and that was a beautiful KO. Good mental reset as well. On top of that, an energy advantage, even with all those flip burns. Freaking Chris able to keep his flip in the meantime, which is going to be big. Unfortunately, had to use it there for no value. Now it's going to be dead even for both teams again. The drum and bass coming through uninterrupted allows Flowers to get that goalie barrier. The Slime's creating so much of an issue here in the midfield as well with Sphinx that I'm wondering how freaking Chris might be able to get through it here later into the game. The core goes through, piercing shot comes out, but it's just strike for strike taken by Sphinx. Just knows the matchup all too well. Juno versus Estelle, and it just feels so hard to get it through for the side of freaking Esports.
Flowers does have the Mako speed coming up, trying to make the 1v1 hero play, and they actually get it. They hit Stun Storm, allows Sphinx to use the Blabos to send the ball onto the top side. And now it's looking really good for the side of Groundhog Day. 0 prize fighter sacks on the side of Flowers, but they can go either way, Brickbat. They can find a cheap kill with the Jakar combo, or the Death's Touch on the side of Rasmus can seal the deal.
Yeah, it's a bit of a volatile situation, but that is how it is on the application. Right now, the namesake of the map is able to find the stagger on to Flowers. Firewall Sentry, unfortunately, not much value. The pull's there, barely. FRCK survives. And the KO is going to be found. The Ensnare Drum's coming out for JA, able to stall a good amount of time, but the opportunity is not done yet for Fricken Esports, but an unfortunate Rose Warp means that with this flip from Sphinx, it's still going, actually. Just a really unfortunate situation all around for everyone. But the corner offense for Fricken Esports continues. Flip get a whiff from freaking Chris, and now Wow, just a lot of whiffs coming through. Flowers just taking
God.
advantage of that mistake. Just ends it right then and there, and a bit of a mishap, comedy of errors, but does go the way of Groundhog Day. They're going to be very heavily advantaged here in game number 2.
Looking at this draft right now, we have a lot of damage. Juno's hovering that bulk up on our screen, and it's looking pretty good, but the extra special, the Rasmus, is in the last pick, so he's probably not going to get that.
100% agree. I think the IME is almost certainly going to deny it. In fact, it's going to be denied by the Estelle instead. Stocks on Stocks going down to JA, who's playing a little bit aggressively in the Mako, something that you don't see too often just because of the low base speed of the character. But on the flip side, Hamster Quest needs to find these KOs, and boy howdy, does he have the Awakening combination to do it. Explosive entrance, heavy impact, adrenaline rush. These shotguns are going to be USAS frags in just a second, and they're going to be looking to take out the members of Groundhog Day.
Really good. This corner defense coming out from the side of Fricken Esports looks really good. The Xenocloak almost punishing the misclear from Sphinx, but the barrier does fall, and the core slips past. The Juno jump doesn't hit the ball, and Xenocloak comes out. Oh my gosh, the strike board is not won by Hamster Quest, but the piercing shot will literally put the ball in and just seal the deal for this first point for Fricken Esports.
W2 Fricken Esports, they're going to find themselves on the board this set. Even though the KOs weren't a crucial factor of that previous point, I just suspect that it might just show up any given moment. There is just so much damage on the side of Fricken Esports. They've got to be able to find it and convert off of it, because without it, I mean, what's the point of going damage in the first place anyways?
Now that it is tempo based for this damage comp, and this triple flip, unfortunately one gets used, and now they really have to kill Flowers, which she does get taken off the application. And now power play for the side of Fricken Esports. They're looking for this kill. Sphinx is dead, punished for mispositioning, and now the barrier falls. And this triple power play, but Flowers has come back in, uses all their abilities, trying to stall for any bit of space that can be created for Fricken Esports.
Yeah, that space is well used. JA able to find the clear, but they're not out of the woods yet. Hamster Quest on the Xenocloak finds the strike in between 3 members. Fricken Esports, some signs of life here in game number 2. Just 1 set away from grand finals resets. They do not want to go there. They want to win and take us to a game 3 right now.
Go with the flip, but the perfect pitch just takes the ball away. And Flowers is not taking off. Good evade, good usage of your resources. And now they're really punishing. Hulk comes out, yes! Hulk does come out. And now, unfortunate backflip has to do something with all the pressure coming on top of the barrier. Versasia pushing with the flip. Sphinx coming in the midfield line with the Juno block. And the dimer from Sphinx will allow Flowers to put the ball in and put a point on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that hot shot from Juno is making Sphinx just all that more unbearable in the midfield. On top of that, the core speed makes it so that Storm has to play a little bit more defensively than he'd like on the IME, which is just very, very hard to deal with. All members of Fricken Esports is really just playing defense, it feels like, a lot of the time, and because of that, JA able to just kind of play his game, just kind of chill out and play some music for his forwards, and they've been getting the job done so far pretty well.
Great strike from Flowers, and now she has
No!
I was gonna say she has all the momentum, but unfortunate own goal on the side of Fricken Esports will put the set 2-2, and this could be match point for grand finals reset. Grand finals. This could lead to a reset here.
Yeah, just you hate to see that. That's so sad to see, and with that KO, it feels like it's all but inevitable. This reset that's been heading our way. Flowers, no strike war win, but baits out the flip from Storm. Hamster Quest trying to run interference, is able to do so, but it's just delaying the inevitable, it feels like. Flip from Sphinx comes through, maybe, no, actually decides to hold it for now. Instead, rotating to the bottom side, gets a close corner offense, but it's going to be stuffed away by all 3 members of Fricken Esports. Fricken Chris trying to dump it forward. Flowers another opportunity, but not able to find it. Storm here, again, playing that third forward. Hamster Quest trying to get it with a strike shotgun, but there's just too many strikes, and he's going to be sniped away. The Crystal Thorn's not going to find that cross clear either, which means that slime is now more than ready to open up the net for Fricken Esports. Sphinx trying to get it through Fricken Chris, who is on a bit of a hero play here on the interference. The Molten Pull comes through, but it's not even going to find too much value as we get it overtime. The pull is there. Fricken Chris has to walk into it. Now overtime is here with this Juno. The dribble from Storm trying to find anything, but it's 3v2. 2 seconds until Fricken Chris comes back. Cyber Swipe going to be there. Flip to stall it out. The angle isn't there to find the goal, but Sphinx going to be low. Flowers now has to rotate to play defense in Louvre midfielder as the perfect pitch going to red core it out. Slime just there, waiting in the wings. Any moment now could go, but it's going to defend yet again for Fricken Esports. The Rose Warm not able to find core possession either. Strike Ward's going to be lost, but Flowers misstrikes it into Storm. This gives Hamster Quest maybe one last opportunity here. The piercing shot doesn't find its mark. You hate to see it, and the core is going a bit too fast. The strike's not there, and Fricken Esports, unfortunately, so many opportunities, but none can be taken. The grand finals nerves, unfortunately, a little bit too strong, and we are going to a grand finals reset.
Unfortunate that the point happened that way. A lot of misplays, a lot of unfortunate events happened. But just pointing out one, Fricken Chris really wanted to hit that angle on the top side on that corner, but it just bounced in a weird way that kind of griefed possession, and they just allowed the red core just to slide in. And at the end, Storm missed they dashed in, but they struck, and they kind of whiffed air, and he tried to blink back, but his strike was on cooldown, so he couldn't strike the ball. So unfortunately, Time's application reigns supreme for the side of Groundhog Day, and we're going to a reset here with that.
Here we are, which I wonder what Fricken Esports does, because they've played damage and it's kind of failed for them. I feel like Hamster Quest and Storm got just the perfect combination of Awakenings to find these KOs, and yet they're just not able to convert. Props, obviously, Sphinx on the Juno, going to be incredibly hard to kill. Again, the tankiest midfielder in the game. On top of that, has an elusive built in, which means that KOs are a bit hard to find onto this Juno character. And on the flip side, even though Flowers did fall victim to some of the KOs, it just wasn't enough to create any tangible advantage for the side of Fricken Esports. And I think JA really got to play his game, really got to just do Mako things, really uncontested. And as a result, the forwards of Groundhog Day were just able to get it done.
Yeah, Storm was really bit on the back foot there. And even if he got an interaction to push up, it was met with just a solid defense with Jurisdiction, because he had all the cooldowns. He wasn't really pressured, because Hamster Quest was looking for the KOs, and he wasn't really sitting on the Mako, because you kind of have to do that in this matchup. You have to balance. Okay, you have to make the most of your punishes, because you have to punish people mispositioning, but you can't allow your team to get outsped by the Mako speed. You have to balance your options. You do have 2 shotguns, so you have to choose.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward, and I'm not quite sure. Again, it's just I'm not quite sure what Fricken Esports can do in this grand finals reset. I wonder if Fricken Chris has to just ego match the Juno, pick blue side, ban out their Jakar, and just say, hey, I popped off on this, in week 1 of playoffs, and I got to ego Sphinx on it because Sphinx is taking a game off of us with it, and we have to pull out some X factor here in order to not get rolled over here in the grand finals reset.
Yeah, but this is a mental reset here. I will say Storm has been in this position before. For personal experience, Water did get reset by Boss, and it took us a bit to recollect our thoughts. And all we did, I got up out of my chair, I used the bathroom, I washed my hands, I splashed some water in my face, and I just told myself, okay, it's a brand new set, anything could happen, and even if we lose the first game, we can just reel it in, get our confidence back, get our comms up, and just be vocal about each other, because the mental is really important, as well as playing mechanically. I talked this about AJ Cannon. You have to balance. It's the trifecta. Playing well mechanically, having a good mental state, and just having a good communication with your teammates. So use all 3 possibilities, all 3 major points in this trifecta are really important for a success in this North America Strikers Training Grounds Grand Finals reset.
And we are going to get into map select shortly, and I'm wondering if Fricken Esports are going to elect into that night market again. It didn't go their way the first time. I wonder if they're going to bring out something else, maybe that inky splash zone, to just see. Obviously, it was picked, but it was inevitable, or at the end of the day, picked by Groundhog Day. But Fricken Esports, they need to find something. They got to find some strategy before Groundhog Day are able to finish the job. And I don't know. I don't think I'd like to see a repeat of the first pick from Fricken Esports here.
Well, there's a new set, new maps, new characters being picked, and I'm just wondering what the adaptations that Fricken Esports can make. Because you want to play with the eject goalie, you want to play with all the pressure. Okay. Low key, we could try double siphoning one, but I don't think that's their play style. I don't think they're going to force their players to do something they're not comfortable with, because that is another point. Comfortability is very important in these players, and just as well as being flexible, just not being stuck with your one trick and being able to pilot picks outside of, let's say, for example, freaking Chris, Juno, Estelle. Maybe you could add like I don't even know, like a now, an era on the low. Era could get away with this, probably not, but
I mean, Era won NASA.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of things that are going to happen, but we'll see the answers to it. It seems like both teams are taking a little bit to go through map select, so we will be pulling it out to a break here. We'll be right back with our bracket reset in the North American Strikers League Training Grounds Season 6. Stay tuned. Hi guys, we are back just in time for the North American Strikers League Training Grounds Season 6 Finals, Grand Finals reset. But before then, we did get the unfortunate news that our All-Pro vote data was a little bit misleading, a little bit corrupted. We have now since accounted for that and remade it, essentially. So we apologize for the confusion. We'll be very quickly going through our all-pro votes. We'll be going through them again just to make sure that we actually get it right this time. And we will fix one of the mistakes that we had. So just going to go right into it so that we don't keep these teams waiting in Grand Finals resets for too long. Our all-pro third team, it's going to be Andy Saro reprising their roles, but it's going to be Flowers here in the midfield, your third place all-pro team on Groundhog Day, who has been playing phenomenally so far as a midfielder brawler in this series. Going on to your next all-pro team. Oh, sorry. Whoa, okay, yeah. Sorry, going way back to it. Engel Senpai, the kind of the backbone that has been supporting the all-star of Overgrown Lemon, makes his way onto the second place team. And Big Tilt didn't give you much commentary on that previous team, but I think Engel Senpai has a little bit of words to say for him. What are your thoughts?
Really solid play, both and Nasty and ISS. They played they played to the play style of Overgrown Lemon 5 to a T. They just get them the ball. They play solid defense with Ripstick, who on the low should be on an all-pro team. He plays like a beast, but that's besides the point. And Senpai just plays to their strengths. They play to the IME. They have a flexible pool. They play with confidence. They really mess up, and they just allow like you said, Brickbat, the backbone of FRCK just allows Overgrown Lemon to do their job on the offense and gives backbone support on the defense for Ripstick.
Yeah, just a quiet carry all around from the midfielder for it. Nicky Middleton and Asian Aid are still going to keep their roles, and we've said our piece about them. Fantastic players all around. And on to our all-pro first team. It's going to be exactly the same. Jack Limestone, Overgrown Lemon 5, and Beelzebub. All players, I think, absolutely deserving their role, their position here on this team. All of them had phenomenal plays, and shout out to all of them. They've been an absolute joy to watch and cast throughout this season 6. Finally, we're going to have one correction, I believe. Overgrown Lemon 5, still your MVP of the series, but he wasn't the rookie of the split. He was, in fact, the most improved of the split. But guys, let's be honest. He would have taken that one as well if it did exist. He most improved, rookie of the split, MVP as well. I think it's just an absolute Overgrown Lemon 5 sweep, and that cannot be taken away from him no matter what. So with that correction out of the way, we are going to be making our way into game now. Grand Finals reset of the final series of Season 6 for the NAS. Keep your eyes glued to the screen because this will be the last you see of the NAS for some time before we come back from land, before we have our qualifiers. So this will be the series to end us off on. And let's hope that it is a good one, as we do see Night Market coming out again. Game number 1, the selection of Fricken Esports.
Going to the draft, we have Fricken Esports banning the Makos, personally, on Groundhog Day banning the Juno. Estelle, Juliet, a mirror pick, basically, for the Fricken Esports on Game 1 of Grand Finals upper bracket. It's not a mirror match. It's Ricard, Vice, and Dubu for the side of Groundhog Day. And now it's Glass Cannon Demolitionist start, and it's basically just a repeat from Game 1 of Grand Finals upper bracket.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of deja vu here, to be completely on. Again, Storm with this IMEB eject button and the Glass Cannon, best of both worlds, basically gets 2 goalie gears to start out with, but I'm a little bit worried because so far, Fricken Esports have not found an answer to the Drakkar, Vice of Flowers, and Sphinx. And in that situation, I'm just not sure you want a repeat of the previous series because that did not go very well for you.
They're just playing to their strengths. Groundhog Day. They don't need to change anything. They won. It's a level playing field now for Grand Finals. It's both sides on the losers. And we're just sitting here, we're just settling the field, getting back into the flow of motion, getting into the playing field. Now, it's back in the neutral state, Big Bat. Nothing much is happening. I'm going to pass it off to you.
Yeah, it is going a little bit slow right now. Ooh, but an opportunity here. A big supernova as now higher health bars of Fricken Esports. Hamster Quest gonna actually rotate on the defense just to stay alive. Sphinx barely misses out on the KO. The regeneration is just enough from the orb, but now it's gonna be 2 flips. A third not soon, or not too far away on Flowers as well. So this offense coming out from Groundhog Day is going to be a little bit scary. Flip now through for Sphinx, but freaking Chris is able to call it out. Reaction check is going to be passed. Bit of an awkward Tofu Fortress and allows Hamster Quest to maybe get his hands on it one more time, but the offense is just not going to be enough. The supernova there, the flip is actually going to be called out from Storm, winning the 50-50. Good presence of mind there. It's going to buy one more opportunity here for Fricken Esports to get it through. Hamster Quest now going to have possession of the core. The dribble's going to be there. The flip, going to call out the piercing shot from freaking Chris, however. Sphinx able to play interference with the Xeno Cloak. Might be able to take it just to himself. The awkward bounce comes through, and that's not what you want to see here on your first point. It's freaking Esports not able to close it out, and that's going to cost them the point here.
A bit of a rush defense for the side of excuse my words, Fricken Esports, and now everyone's a bit low on the energy economy on the side of Groundhog Day. Fricken Esports has 1 flip on the side of Storm, and Fricken Chris is basically dead with an evade, but they should play for life here. Good evade coming out from Fricken Chris, but the side of Hamster Quest and Fricken Chris, as he's taken out, are both low.
Yeah, this is very scary. Hamster Quest going to be very KO'able as well. Good clear from Storm, but doesn't find the exact angle that he wants. Strike shotgun not going to hit its mark, which means that the final goalie barrier for Fricken Esports is going to stay up for now. Glitch pop, or cyber swipe, I'm sorry, doesn't find that KO on the Flowers. 1 barrier down. Flip comes out defensively from Hamster Quest, going to have it stuffed away, but he was just looking to keep himself alive regardless. Firewall Sentry coming through. The Tofu Fortress coming out. A KO going to be found on the Flowers, but freaking Chris needs to be able to move the core forward, and it is not getting into Hamster Quest's hands. Sphinx playing an amazing middleman right now. Able to completely block it out as we enter overtime. Flowers just up in time to find the perfect power core to keep this goalie barrier alive. Freaking Chris finally able to move it forward, but the dribble from Hamster Quest a little bit awkward, but they find the final goalie barrier nonetheless. Storm trying to get the core forward. The power strike. Oh, this there. Oh no, Storm is lagging out. This is super duper unfortunate. Oh, he might just be back in time though. Supernova comes out, not able to find too much value outside of the evade. An unfortunate angle off of the night market means that that goalie is going to be open for this IME. Flowers looking to potentially get the goal here. The power core not hitting its mark, but Sphinx, another batter up to the table. This flip from Storm looking very comfortable, however, has to use it defensively. It's now freaking Chris an opportunity. The strike war is not going to be won. It passes up to Hamster Quest. Hamster Quest dribbling it through. Ooh, mixes up JA. A little bit beautiful there. Has found the wall bounce multiple times. Is able to get themselves on the board here. Tie game.
Really good play for Storm, Hamster Quest, and Fricken Chris side of Fricken Esports. And they decided to play a bit more calm, collected, with patience. And just to whittle down the side of Groundhog Day. And they should just play slow. I keep repeating myself. They should just play not to get gimmicked. They shouldn't get gimmicked. They shouldn't be losing these barriers like this, but the side of Groundhog Day, they're just making all the interactions of the most of it. They're just getting the barriers, they're getting all this power plays, kills, just all this pressure, and again, Storm's on the back foot, and that's what you want to see for the side of Fricken Esports.
Yeah, it's just like their name. I feel like I'm getting a sense of deja vu. It feels like right now, Fricken Esports are just seeing their own shadow. They're playing a little bit scared as JA is just able to play his game. I mean, right, just gets a super chill clear with a flip. Just none of his resources ever really feels strained. It always feels like he has a cooldown. It always feels like he has flip. It always feels like he's able to just find everything, and that is just not what you want to see. Again, a flip going to be stuffed out by Flowers. Groundhog Day seemed to just be chugging along just fine in this Grand Finals reset.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Storm did. I'm pretty sure he had a free up clear, but he struck right into Flowers. Now you want to see the side of Fricken Esports, and they need to. Again, this is the first game of the Grand Finals reset. They do have a lot of time to bring this back. They can even bring back this game. It's only the first set, and they just need to collect themselves. Just gotta play with confidence, cool their mental, and just figure out any possibility that can take this game back.
Yeah, that is a good start. Flip from Sphinx going to be stuffed out immediately. Just freaking Chris looking to use the Crystallized Thorns to move forward, but has to play so defensively. The KO threat from Flowers is not to be underestimated. JA, an amazing evade strike against the dash punch of Hamster Quest, but Hamster Quest still able to find the KO. The Tofu Fortress is there. An amazing KO from Flowers as well. Stops the power play of Fricken Esports in its tracks. Storm looking to play as a forward for now, but just not going to get the opportunity to do so. The eject button is unfortunately a little bit too long. Flowers with that flip looks so scary. Doesn't get flicked off the stage. No evade, or sorry, no health, but still has her flip. Looking to be used this against Storm, which is so scary for this IME. KO not going to be found, unfortunately. The back and forth is going to be found again. No KO is going to be found. Finally, it comes through, but Sphinx on the flip side, the shotgun almost sends it in. It's going to be freaking Chris. They have to find the conversion off of these. You cannot be losing these offensive plays on power plays like this, especially if you're going to be the one that wants to play damage. And that is exactly what is happening right now. Fricken Esports not able to convert. The flip comes through defensively again for this IME. Not going to be using it offensively. And again, Storm is going to find himself on the back foot here on IME.
Say Brick, but I don't think they're playing for damage per se. I think they're just playing core control. They're not really looking to damage them. They're just damaging them by just hitting them. They're just hitting the ball and the core, which is low-key what you want to do for damage comps, but they're picking double slick kicks. And they're not really getting much... I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know what they're doing at this point. It's hard to say when you're getting reversaled by Flowers and all that, and you lose the strike shotgun, unfortunately. And now, it's looking pretty dire for the side of Fricken Esports. It's really dire for them, and now they're down a set.
Yeah, it really does feel like Groundhog Day are showing up. They are the ones that are playing better currently, and they are the ones that are going to be winning more sets. Flowers, MVP, Explosive Entrance, Extra Special on the table. Which one shall she pick? It's going to be the Explosive Entrance, denying the way that from the Eject IME. Extra Special, oh, Deadeye actually, still going to be a very good consolation prize for Storm. But again, that's more damage that, you know, they're playing core control like you mentioned, or even if they are playing damage, they're not finding those conversions. So I'm wondering how valuable these picks are going to be.
And Dubu, I will say, got Extra Special. And now Juice Asian has all... He could just leave... Juice Asian can just cycle his cooldowns and make sure they never get scored on. Like, Extra Special just allows them to play so aggressively and defensively at the same time, where there's not really much going on for the offense for the side of Fricken Esports.
Yeah, and it feels like the questions posed by Groundhog Day just have no solid answers to them. As the offense continues, good clear found by Storm. Hamster Quest using the dash to get the core forward. The log is there. Again, all the cooldowns for the Dubu just so overbearing. And it's just so hard to get through the Dubu. And on the flip side, you are able to abuse IME in those close quarter defensive situations. And because of that, Storm simply cannot hold as long as JA is. So melee goalie's really reigning supreme. That's just unfortunate, but hey, you're going to take that power play.
Hamster Quest looking really dangerous here with the flip. Flowers looking really low. Supernova comes out, but the overall happens. Hamster Quest does not pull the trigger on the flip. He does not. Oh! But good strike and good patience for Hamster Quest. Waits out Juice Asian strike timing and gets the goal. First point for the second set going to Fricken Esports.
Yeah, well played. Good patience on Hamster Quest to be able to stay cool and use that patience to his advantage. Almost a double barrier coming through to start us out into this point. But one barrier going to be found in the meantime. Barriers just flying down left and right. It's going to be an open net for the side of Fricken Esports. They're going to be trying the ones to score this, but they're going to have to survive this offensive play from Sphinx and Flowers, who've been looking so good all night. This good strike war comes through from Storm, barely saved by the Summer Assault. Hamster Quest not able to win the strike war against the two members, the two forwards of Groundhog Day, as another Supernova comes through. The flip there for Flowers as well. She needs to be KO'd in any second, but no, she is able to find the goalie barrier before that happens. The Xenocloak going to be there. The shotgun not able to find the KO that Sphinx was looking for. Firewall Sentry comes through. It's going up to Hamster Quest, but the piercing shot and the punch go wide. Just like that, the offensive capabilities dry up. Unfortunate miscommunication means that Flowers is going to survive a little bit longer. One more KO going to be found. Hamster Quest on a 4x KO streak, and oh no! The Dubu roll does not hit its mark. 2 points now for Fricken Esports. They're looking a little bit recollected, and hopefully they're going to find a little bit more wind in their sails.
This is what they need. Cool, calm, collected play, getting these strike timings, getting around the big Dubu, and now this is the perfect moment for them to pull out something out of the bag, like a dash punch kill, a quangle, or a Deadeye Aimee dash flip. And that's all what they would need to take the power play, get all the momentum, and maybe bring the set back.
Yeah, but it's not looking good right now. 2K is coming through the evade just in time to survive the flip of Sphinx. But how long can this man stay alive? No Storm. The eject doesn't come through. Oh, but a hero play. Oh, the defense comes through. No, barely saves at the last second. Fortunately goes down in the strike shotgun a little bit too much, just too many things to redirect the core. A valiant defense again from Fricken Esports, but whew, boy am I feeling deja vu from the previous series.
It's looking really rough. Flowers has flip coming up, and they're definitely going to look for a kill here. They should really look, side Fricken Esports should really look for damage on side Flowers. They'll put the pressure on her. They could use evade, anything, just to throw her off her game and not allow her to get all the momentum. Supernova comes out.
Oh!
It just gets to her. She does vice things, and she gets the goal.
God, this is looking dire. This was a 2-0 set advantage for the side of Fricken Esports, and it is very quickly evaporated. Flip now comes through for Flowers. A beautiful angle, but not going to find the goal that she wants. This gives another opportunity for Fricken Esports. The Molten Bolt, though, puts a stop to that. And an unfortunate strike whip from Storm means that it's an open goal. It's just all too easy for Flowers to find the goal. Doesn't need a brawler. Doesn't need any confirmed stuffs. Just striking, skill, and damage for this player of Groundhog Day. As we enter another draft here, we'll see what they end up picking.
Not that scary. If Sphinx gets bulk up peak performance, that's pretty good for them. Spike gets picked by Device. Super Surge goes to the Aimee, and that will allow them to find even more kills. The dash training on Aimee is pretty pivotal in her playstyle, just pushing up, but maybe allow her to do some things.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sphinx picking up the Spark here. They're already so far advantaged. You just want to press that lead and end the game before Spark scaling comes through. Maybe it was a deny for the Juliet, but it is only 2 Sparks. It is Spark of Strength, admittedly, so I see the merit to it. However, I think I agree with you there. I really would have liked to see the combination of the peak performance, the bulk up, just to kind of cash out on your victories and just say, I'm going to win set 3. I've been stomping the competition so far. I'm looking to end the game before any sort of comeback is going to be possible. And just looking to end it there. That being said, maybe it is a safe investment because it is an open net for the side of Fricken Esports.
And Double Barrier comes out for Groundhog Day. Fricken Esports looking pretty dire in this situation. Hamsquest has to flip though, trying to make the most out of this power play deficit. And good Strike Warriors, good calm collective play. Flip is not going to be triggered by Storm.
Oh!
And JA just kills himself on the night market. Hamsquist coming in with the flip, uses it, trying to make the power play, make the hero play, but kind of just stalls for no apparent. Oh. Okay, there's no way that worked. Big man, really, that stalling was. I have no words.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but you know what? Hey, it might not be nerves, but it is excitement for Groundhog Day, right? You are on Grand Finals reset off of a very dominant performance. I could see yourself. I'd get antsy. You know, I'd get antsy. I'd kind of lose some of my higher level functional thinking, and I think that's just what happened right now. Unfortunately, we're losing a little bit more than that. We're losing our lives here. The Flame Flurry coming through. Sphinx, once again, has been playing interference on these reverse power plays so amazingly. Not able to do it there, though, as one goalie barrier goes down. He's going to find himself KO'd, but the strike from JA, the Dubu, too big for the strike hitboxes of Fricken Esports. Hamster Quest not able to find this final barrier, and that's just not what you want to see. You really need to be seeing these full conversions here. Still just not able to find it. JA is massive. He is large and in charge. Hamster Quest almost going to be taken out. The Dash Punch not going to find that KO. A little bit creative, but unfortunately just not enough power here on the Juliet. Flowers now looking to go forward. Doesn't win the strike war against Storm, but the ramping pressure is going to be here. The final goalie barrier comes through. Oh my god! The angle was perfectly off,
No
but the
way.
chain lightning is going to be what finds it for Flowers. The power hour of Flowers continues here in set number 3. They're looking to take us to game number 2 in fashionable style.
I mean, Flowers forcing out the evade from Hamster Quest. And now she's literally just fishing for a kill. She is literally fishing for a kill. She has the flip coming up, Supernova on the field, and now look at all this pressure. The secondary, the Thunderstruck, gets the barrier, and now she has flip. She's gonna walk up, and she's gonna pull the or she can just use it in the midline. My bad.
It's okay. I mean, you really can do a lot. Right now, Flowers has had no issue picking up Storm in a lot of these situations. Obviously, should she stay alive to see it. And there it is right there. Oh no, the strike whiffs. Bit of a mistiming from Flowers. Doesn't win the following up strike war, but JA trying to play aggressive, might get punished for it here, but has a flip to work with. Again, all the resources that JA ever wants is going to be found on his disposal on Hamster Quest, struggling like freaking Chris has to get through Sphinx. The flip's going to be there, but it's going to be stuffed out again. All the cooldowns being used just to get it to JA, who still has his flip. Supernova comes through, overtime hits. They cannot find any sort of mounting pressure onto the side of Groundhog Day, and Groundhog Day once again free reign to do whatever they want to this poor Imi on defense. They're not going to be able to do it. They're actually going to be finding themselves a little bit staggered here. It's freaking Chris now with the team player in overtime looking to maybe catch JA lacking, but it's just not going to happen right now.
Oh, the network angle!
Flowers, that was so beautiful. Absolutely catches Storm off guard. And Flowers, again, can't say it enough, it really does feel like the Flower Power Hour. She's going to find another goal here. She's going to take her team over to game point here on game number 1, and they're going to be looking to close it out.
Supernova on deck. Sphinx gets the first barrier here. Hamster Quest is looking low with the flip. Don't want to die with all the resources here. A triple defense for the side of Groundhog Day will allow them to recollect their thoughts, think about how to end this game, and it's looking, oh my gosh, Hamster Quest, watch out!
Yeah, watch out. Oh, and a failed Quangla tank from freaking Chris means that this defense might have to come through for Storm. He's going to have to find himself a miracle save, maybe. But actually, good offensive heads up to play, but it's going to be immediately taken out by the Supernova of Flowers. Again, buying so much space. All these Supernovas feel so well placed to deny freaking Esports their positioning, to deny him their health bars, to deny him their offensive plays. Flowers, once again, is finding herself taking over the game. The move speed comes through as well with the glass cannon. The power is going to be charged up, and she might get one more opportunity to send freaking Chris off the map. The flip from Storm's going to be used defensively. Going to be traded away. Flower's not able to find one of her own, but the strike shotgun's going to do it. Flower's going to be low, but it's going to be Sphinx to end it. Game number 1, Groundhog Day handedly showing their hands and winning, you know?
I won't lie, Flowers did the craziest backwards primary to get the chain lightning to move the ball forward. And that led to the barrier being taken. And then Sphinx just has the flip, puts it on the top side, and seals out the night market game. And now, 3 straight games for the side of Groundhog Day. And it's looking very dire for the side of Fricken Esports.
Yeah, no better words myself. What the frick do you do? What do you do in this situation? It's more than dire. It's feeling tragic. It's feeling post-mortem, it feels like, for the side of freaking Esports. It's right now, again, Groundhog Day, where they're just showing us the same story again and again, win after win after win after win, and they're going to be taking blue side here, which means they're going to be advantage for the Juno pick. They're not going to be able to be denied the Vice or the Juno. One of them is going to go into the hands of Groundhog Day, and to me, that feels all but doomed for freaking Esports. They're not out of the count yet, but eek, you know?
Yeah. It's hard to say what they can do. They looked outmatched in all aspects, like damage, killing, barrier takes, offense, defense, and it's just hard to come back from a 3-0 deficit. It's not looking good, but I have been informed that there is a roster update as going for who is it? Okay,
Hamster Quest going to be subbed out for Sero.
No, it's Storm.
Wait,
It's
wait, Storm's
Storm.
prep. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
That's
Sarah on the brawler position coming in, and Hamster Quest is moving the goalie.
interesting. Interesting to see. I mean, hey, if there is a time to pull out a roster change, get a role swap in, try something new, it absolutely is going to be now. We'll see if Sarah is going to be the difference that Fricken Esports need. He's online and ready to play. We'll see if Groundhog Day are able to close it out before anything happens, though, coming from this role swap.
We're gonna be on the Atlas Lab. Pretty damage map. You can play a lot of damage on the black hole. You could play just normal. You could play your normal slick kicks, mag souls, put that in the bag, and just try to core control. But I don't think you're gonna. You need to mix things up. Throw
You
them off
really
the
do.
guard.
You really do, and I'm wondering, you got to pull something crazy out here. I mean, the Zentar pick, obviously, from Storm is a mix-up in and of itself. It hasn't been played all series. That is
Sarah, not
something.
Storm.
Did I say Storm? Yeah, Sarah, sorry. Who, by the way, third place, all pro. And absolutely can carry
Oh
game.
no!
What happened?
Hotshot Timeless Creator Star. You know what's gonna get banned, Brickbat.
Yeah. Well, I don't even have any analysis. This is just a moment of silence for Fricken Esports right now. That's all I could really think.
One with signs for the Juno, because if they don't ban Juno, freaking esports are trolling. On the
Yeah.
low.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely agreed here. Again, the most contested pick, and now an awakening bounty to go with it. We'll see if they end up banning it, though. The Vice has been a disaster for the side of Fricken Esports. Flowers has been piloting it so well. We'll see, though. I am seeing it, and it's going to actually be a rune ban coming out from Groundhog Day. A little bit interesting. Bit of a respect ban, it feels like, maybe, for what freaking Chris or Hamster Quest could do with it. That means that maybe an opportunity Juno going to be banned away, but that probably is going to be a Vice picked up, if I do say so myself. Flower's going to be able to get the pick of the litter of whatever she wants to play, whether it be that whether it be that Vice, whatever it be that Luna. Right, all of these picks are things that Flowers can pilot very, very well. So we'll see what ends up being picked.
Well, Dracar is the first pick because they can honestly just greed the Vice. Because I don't think on the side of freaking esports, the Vice is going to get picked. Who's going to pick it? Hamster Quest? Can Hamster Quest play Vice goalie?
It's true. I'm not quite sure. Honestly, I'm not even quite sure what Hamster Quest plays on goalie.
I think she
Yalis?
plays like Asher. I think he plays Asher. I've seen him play Asher before.
Okay, I mean, the Timeless is a good start for that, I suppose.
I would rather pick, personally, I would pick Hotshot Asher, and you go Primetime, and you have Primetime Asher, Primetime Hotshot Asher, and how you gonna score on that? Maybe that's what you need. Like the difference. Oh, they picked Dubu. Oh,
Well, that answers that question. Hey, Dubu look good on JA, and Hamster Quest looking to match it. On the flip side, Estelle pickup on the hot shot is going to be really good as well, but I'm really starting to doubt this pick. It feels like Sphinx is super familiar with the matchup, both on the Juno and the Drakkar, and it feels like he's been outplaying freaking Chris. An 60 redirect difference, by the way, between Sphinx and freaking Chris in the previous game. So I'm kind of down. I'm starting to doubt the pick. I'm starting to think that freaking Chris might need to try something else, but it looks like they're not going to be doing that. Hot shot, obviously, going to be very good for the Estelle. It makes the piercing shot amazing with that hit stun. Could send it right past the goalie before they have a chance to respond. So we'll see if that does end up coming through. It's going to be Mako Aimi selected. Melee goalies reign supreme in the Nasty as we come to learn tonight and in previous weeks. And to round it all out, we'll see here what Fricken Esports has to pick.
Santoro, yes, we could place. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. I wonder what Sarah's gonna pick here though. Is he gonna play the slick kick, so he's gonna play the siphoning wand? And I think he should pick the siphoning wand. Just put some pressure on, put some damage, make them position differently. So maybe you can get like a Quangle, or you can get like a roll or something on the bottom side or at the top side. Just anything to make them uncomfortable, because the Groundhog Day are so comfortable right now. They have the picks, they have their comfort picks, and they're just ready to put the seatbelt on and cruise to a grand finals win.
And Fricken Esports, they need to lay out the spikes to catch that car unaware. They need to find some road bumps. They need to find some Wile E. Coyote paintings on the, on the mountains to direct the car into a car accident. They got to pull out all the stops, all the trickery, all the buffoonery. All of their cards need to be placed on the table because their backs are against the wall. This is it. Grand Finals reset. This series is going to be settled in at least, or at most, 2 games. I'm minimum 1, right? So Hamster Crest and crew really need to kick it into gear. They really need to refocus. They really need to lock the fuck in because right now they are cornered on all fronts by Groundhog Day.
It's gonna be a rough one for Fricken Esports, and they also have to adjust to the play styles. Hamster Quest on goalie and Sarah on forward. They've been playing with Storm for 3 games now, and you need every point if you want to win. So if they get put in the back for it, it's not gonna go for it. It's not gonna go so well for the side of Fricken Esports.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. I think this time though, one thing that we have been calling out, right? The Aimee getting in a lot of situations where she just cannot defend when it's melee in front of her net. With the Dubu, he can, right? So Hamster Quest gonna be able to buy his team a little bit more time to maybe crack open, put a little bit more pressure on a J, be able to play a little bit more offensively. We'll see what they could do. And hey, there we go. A siphoning one on that Zentaro. Going to be picked here, and maybe that damage feature that we talked about earlier that never came to be could finally be realized by Sarah.
Yeah, look, Sphinx is almost dead, and now Sphinx has to go back for the orb, and now that's precious time for Fricken Esports to get some offense going, and this is literally what they need: some pressure, some way to put Sphinx or Flowers out of the pool, out of the playing field, and this is what they need.
100%. It's going to be up to Flowers. Ooh, finds all of them. The Summer Assault topwards does not guess correctly, and that's a point. That is 1 point closer to doom for Fricken Esports. That is 1 point closer to glory for the side of Groundhog Day.
Coming in, when his blade comes out for the Zentaro, for Sarah. And now it's Mako Cage coming out. Sphinx is really low. No kill confirm on the side, but the barriers just drop. And oh my god, Zentaro's dead. All someone has to do is just kill someone and they can win.
Potential opportunity. Fricken Chris tries to take the 1v1 against JA, but the flip not called out in time. Hamster Quest barely loses out on the strike hitbox to save that barrier. Going to be an open net for both teams as Crystal Thorns is able to pass it through the Tricar here. Strike shot coming through. Sarah not able to intercept the core. Oh! Tragedy is awaited for Fricken Esports here in the second point, and that is portents of cloudy days and misery for the side of Fricken Esports.
Yeah, you never want to see that when you roll and you lose a barrier, you lose a point with flip up. And just not utilizing all your resources is going to be the death of you. And a reversal from Sphinx will basically seal the deal on the set. Flowers has the flip, pushing up with the Mako speed, and the glitch pop, and now you're striking in.
Oh my god.
And now, 1 set down, it's not looking good for the side of Fricken Esports. All the momentum is on side of Groundhog Day.
100%. You got to be feeling good if you're Groundhog Day. A little bit of uncertainty added to the mix here with Sarah, but it's going just as swimmingly. It feels like you just left the hot tub and now you're just in the jacuzzi again. You are getting your ice cream. You are being chilling. And that adrenaline rush is going to be picked up by Sarah, but Aerials again falling to this Drakkar, which has been proven to be such a big nuisance for all members of Fricken Esports.
Oh, I do see the side rush on the Zentaro, and all he needs is to stall out these sets, get 1 set win, and maybe get like a stinger. His teammates don't really play damage. They didn't get damage awakenings. Got the recovery drill on the Dubu, and got a Spark on the side. No, we got Fight or Flight. My bad. On the side of Fricken Chris, and now putting in this corner offense with the Zentaro is getting triple goalied on, and now he's just gonna die.
Yeah, the damage a little bit too much to bear, even when it wasn't the main objective of Groundhog Day. That's just the Zentaro life for you. Esports right now. It's going to be Fricken Esports tasked with defending one barrier. Going to go down. Going to get cleared out, maybe, but no, the strike shot keeps the core in play. The second one going to be found here by JA. Flowers with a glitch pop, but doesn't find the strike war against the Dubu of Hamster Quest. Centauro here. Sarah looking to play defensively. Freaking Chris trying to get the core out, but just not able to happen. The Oni's Blade stalls it out to allow the reposition from Hamster Quest. As the snare drums come out, one goalie barrier going to go down. Sarah going to look to make it two. The Quangle not going to be there. The evade's just out in time. And JA actually pressured for the first time this game. Still able to keep his flip through it all, though. Oh! Bang! Jewish Asian, the perfect pitch. The pitch is perfect, and it's music to the ears of Groundhog Day. They're going to be finding their way into an advantage here in set number 2. And the pain train still goes population freaking Chris.
I mean, this double bear is going to... Oh, a good defense for the side of Hamster Quest. Gets the Tofu Fortress down. And even though freaking Chris is stagnant here, he does have the Rose Warp to play for a bit of safety. So he gets the orb now. But the side of freaking Esports, the Star 31 players are basically getting killed here.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate. Flowers a good strike war win as well. Bringing Chris, not going to be sent off the map, but forced to remove himself from the play, essentially, just to stay alive. Now the Drummond base is here. Sphinx going to be damaged a little bit as well. Flowers wins a 1v2 strike war, not what you want to see. Freaking Chris rotated on the defense, playing corner defense right now, but Flowers again wins that strike war. Is feeling so comfortable. She's in her element right now, looking to turn it into another wonderful, wonderful performance here in the Grand Finals reset. Freaking Chris, possession of the core, overtime is now hit, but the clear is going to be made by JA. Perfect pitch sends it out yet again. And the Molten Bolt from freaking Chris, prevents him from really doing all too much. Tofu Fortress is here, and finally that stability from the melee goalie pick is going to be here. The flip as well can be used by Hamster Quest should he need it. Glitch Pop comes through, Cyber Swipe comes through. Not able to find it, but ouch. Flowers finds the perfect strike. Hamster Quest not ready for it, and that's going to be another point for Groundhog Day.
Yeah, gets the bottom side clear, punishing Hamster Quest for not covering that angle. Ow. Flowers has to flip. She's going to use it. She's going to find a kill or something, and then she's going to suck the deal, set the point, and but okay, good flip out, but the double barriers fall. The strike shotgun might just seal the deal here with that.
Oh, maybe. Defense coming through. But they do have an open net. Freaking Chris fully rotated out. Tries to find the KO. One KO found finally, but the goalie barrier is still not going to be converted here by Sero. Finally going to find one. The adrenaline rush wearing off here. But oh no, the clear down. Hamster Quest so afraid to make the cross clear to his midfielder. It effectively stalls out the entire play. Now Flower's going to be back up. The Molten Bolt's going to be there. The Summer Assault as well is able to find the needle in the haystack clear. Able to keep this point alive. The strike shotgun also not able to seal it. Piercing shot comes through for freaking Chris. Centauro almost at flip, but it is a little bit scary here playing that corner. Flip does come through. 2 flips for the forward of Fricken Esports, and they're going to have to find a conversion right now. It's going to be now or never. 2 flips found on the KO, but that means there's going to be no resources here, but it's going to be stuffed out. Sero, beautiful. Like you said, big tilt. Perfect. The Oni's Blade just in time. Finds the KO. They're going to lose their energy advantage, but they're going to find a point on the board, and they're going to need to find a few more miracles to make their way back into this game.
All it takes is a triple bit bat, and Sphinx has no evade here, and but they just let him get the orb for free, and now they have the Mako speed coming in with Flowers with the flip. Sphinx pushing up with the shotgun, looking to punish any mispositionings here, and Freaking Chris is basically low. The shotgun can seal the deal for the life of freaking Chris. Oh, strike placement has gone wide on the top barrier on the Atlas Lab. But it's looking dire from the side of freaking Esports. They have someone staggered, and all the offense is on their side, and it's not looking good here, Big Bat.
Yeah, never did look good for them so far this series, and it's still not looking better. Flowers looking to play offensively. The Firewall Sentry is going to come down the perfect pitch as well to add to the chaos. Not going to find a goalie barrier, though. The Tofu Fortress now adding some offense, much needed, but still not enough to take out the barrier. Overtime hits, and freaking Esports still do not have an answer except core speed off the Dubu. The hot shot's there. Sarah an opportunity, not going to find it though. The bounce a little bit crazy, but not going to catch Hamster Quest off guard. Sarah another opportunity, but just does not have the resources to find it. Fricken Chris able to find a clear, maybe the black hole going to be popped. Piercing shot, maybe a bailout here. Sarah gets an opportunity, but it's quickly going to become a 1v3 situation. It's looking bad. The flip goes topside though, and Sphinx isn't able to find it in time to cover it. 2-2. It's going to be tied up. Fricken Esports, an opportunity to break the cycle.
Yep. Drization and Flowers do have 2 flips though, so they might put they put a dampen on their flame and it's coming up. No pulling the trigger for the flip on the cyber swipe, but no double barrier here. Good defense from Hamster Quest, making sure they don't get reversaled. But this offense coming out from the side of Groundhog is looking really scary, but they're staggered. If Zentaro, the kill confirm character, can find a kill with the ad rush, but barely gets the kill. But now Zentaro has to play a bit safe here with the Odie's Blade, with the corner offense, but good flip. Stalling out the play for Sphinx to come back. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now he's back.
Yeah, power play, unfortunately, just not able to find it. Find that final goalie barrier. It's so crucial. Feels like it's now or never for Fricken Esports. They have to defend once again. The onslaught of Groundhog Day, the Tofu Fortress immaculately placed to keep the goalie barrier alive. A goalie barrier that represents the hopes and dreams of all members of Fricken Esports. So right now we are in overtime. Cooldowns are flying left and right, trying to find any gap in the armor. The Groundhog Day defense rings true, and Sero has to limp away to grab the orb. It's going to be another opportunity here. Flip comes through. It's going to be a power play. Oh, but this fragile Zentaro has to blow flip to play defensively. The shotgun ensures that the core speed continues to ramp up, that the pressure continues to ramp up here for the side of Fricken Esports. Fricken Chris gonna make his way back though, but the Firewall Sentry, another opportunity. It makes its way through the Tofu Fortress, but not gonna be enough to find the goalie barrier, and there it goes, the open net. Fricken Esports, their dreams are now hanging on a razor's edge. This can be their last chance. It really feels like this is all that she wrote, and Fricken Esports need to find this point, but it might not happen just quite yet. The Soren angle comes through for Hamster Quest. It's still not out of the woods yet though for Fricken Esports. The clear is going to be made by Jewish Asian, and Flowers another opportunity here. The glitch pop doesn't catch the core. The clear is going to be made. The strike shot not going to make it, and that is not how you want it to end. And that feels like that's the end of Fricken Esports. We still have one more set, but it really feels like any win that really ever could come to Fricken Esports sales has just been stopped by the side of Groundhog Day.
Flowers getting the MVP here. Really deserve it. Taking that peak performance, and now Zentaro has to pick something. Damage, anything to just stop the momentum. Spark, I don't agree with. Yeah, on the back end, I would rather take like the Prize Fighter or something. But Dubu should take extra special. But all these CDs, Spin Drive, Prime Time, it's not looking too good for the side of Fricken Esports. This is not good. It might be over.
It might be Jover. Flowers getting the mini awakening. Peak performance bulk up as well. Gonna be actually knocked out here. Good Tofu Fortress from Hamster Quest in order to start off the set on a good note, but just as soon as it's going well, it's not. They're gonna lose one goalie barrier here in a reversal power play. Black hole gonna be popped in the center, and Fricken Chris gonna look worse for wear coming out of this defense. Jewish Asian, again, all the resources in the world looking so comfortable here on the defense. Does end up losing that strike war though against the Zentaro, but the Drummond base gonna be here. He is able to get the forwards enough pressure to take that final goalie barrier. Strike war gonna be won here by Flowers. Molten Bolt comes through into the Firewall Sentry. Sero, no, misses the eye rush. That going to be the end of this offensive play maybe, but that Tofu Fortress, a fortunate bounce. Maybe another opportunity. But Fricken Chris gonna be on the ropes here. No cooldowns, no health, no evade. It's just going to be all too easy for Sphinx to put it in. And again, Fricken Esports once again just find themselves in front of this train that is Groundhog Day.
2 flips on the side. Oh, Groundhog Day. Oh, 1 flip is on the side of Fricken Esports. Technically 2. with FRCK on the verge of it. Kentaro pushing up with the passive, looking for a hero play here, but Flowers gets the first barrier. Sphinx almost gets the second, does get the second. Flowers has to flip. No dice on the scoring attempt, but the shotgun gives the ball to Flowers. The flip is used, but the defensive Oni's blade has griefed the defense of Fricken Esports, and now that is the nail in the coffin inside of Fricken Esports.
Yeah, and I feel like I gotta drop the casting for a bit. It really just feels like we are at a funeral for Fricken Esports. It feels like I have nothing to say but eulogies for frickin' Chris and crew right now, as we just watch the inevitable happen. One goalie barrier goes down. All the GHOG fans. Oh, a double barrier though. A bit unfortunate mishap here. Maybe not just quite the end here for Fricken Esports. Maybe they're gonna get one more shot at it, but the defense is going to come through. The back pass from Sero, unfortunately not gonna find too much value. Second goalie barrier barely holds on for now. Now it might be the time. All the eulogies are said. Everything feels like it's been said and done. It's going to be an open net. The flip out from freaking Chris doesn't find the angle that Fricken Esports needs. And now Sero going to be knocked out. And it might just be all she wrote. Flowers gets the one-on-one here with Hamster Quest waiting in the wings. The mix-up not going to be found with the cyber swipe. The piercing shot comes through. We are in overtime, but the flip is going to be there, and it might just be freaking over. Cyber swipe's going to be there. A whiffed core flip, a little bit of excitement coming out from Groundhog Day, but it really just feels like it's your grog out for GHOG. Drinks up and celebrate. Groundhog Day are your North American Strikers League training ground champions. They're going to be reigning supreme in Season 6, and they are going to be doing so without question. An absolute dominant performance here in day number 2.
It's not often that you see a 4-0 sweep in any type of league, NASA, Nasty. It doesn't happen often. And when it does, it just shows the dominance they assert on this league. Groundhog Day came from losers. They were the 6th seed, right? I think.
Ooh, 5th seed.
5th seed, okay. They were the 5th seed, doubted in the losers bracket, and they take a tear. They beat Ham's Dogs. Something's escaping me for the other losers match. Weasel Ferrets, and they beat Toyo, and then they make it to grand finals reset against Fricken Esports, and they go 4-0. And well played. They showed the colors. They showed how they played. They played with confidence, and with this unconventional play style, double midfield. Flowers basically playing the brawler position, but playing with midfield characters. And congrats to them. Congrats to Groundhog Day. And let's not take away the achievements of Fricken Esports, making that winners finals, getting 2nd place. But at the end of the day, it's a Groundhog Day sweep.
Yeah. Groundhog Day staking their claim here. We're going to be right back with a winner's interview. We're going to be looking at Groundhog Day as they celebrate their championship here in Season 6 as we conclude the final series of the North American Strikers League Season 6. So we'll be right back for some parting words. We'll be right back with some parting words from our final victors here on the day. We'll be right back. Give us a few minutes. Hi, everybody. I am here, and the final crown of the NAST has been hoisted on to Groundhog Day. I am here with the 3 members of that team here to represent themselves in the final few moments of the NAST Season 6. I'm joined by Big Tilt, who I will be passing over to the questions shortly. Big Tilt, take it away.
Yeah, okay. I will ask first. How do you guys feel about this win? It has to feel good.
Hell yeah.
Very
Screw you,
good, yeah,
Aginator.
hell
Not
yeah,
11
so hype.
anymore.
I wish I understood whatever you guys said right there. That I get the vibes. I feel like I get the vibes. A lot of excitement, a little bit of exhaustion. I feel like you guys did have a pretty long losers run, right? It's pretty brutal. Coming in
Undersold,
as
yeah.
5th seed. Yeah. And hey, I feel that. I talk about awakening too much here on cast, but back to you, Big Till. Any further questions?
No, not really.
All right. Awesome. We'll get right into it. I do think that you guys had a very creative draft setup for your team. I was coming into the series really expecting the Juno to be a hotly contested pick. Obviously, Sphinx, you're going to be matching up against freaking Chris on that pick. But I saw that Fricken Esports felt really scared to lock it in. And I feel like a big part of that might have been your Jakar, which you've been piloting a lot during this grand finals and just this entire season in general. Thoughts on that pick? Thoughts on that matchup with the Juno? Any input that you could have on that?
Yeah, we banned Juno the last game, but the game before that, yeah, I feel like Drek's pretty good into Juno, especially on a map like Night Market. But yeah, I don't know, I'm generally just really comfortable with Drek and Juno. Those are like my 2 main picks, so I'm kind of surprised I didn't get like forced onto another pick one of the games. But yeah, it went well.
Yeah, absolutely did. I think that Jakar was something that Fricken Esports never really found an answer for. So I think you piloted that fantastically. On the flip side, talking about Flowers pickups, the no brawler, right? In this IME, in the Vice, again, such a huge hassle, so much damage threats. I'm fairly certain you peaked the damage charts every single game of grand finals here. I could be wrong on that. It might be like one game where you didn't, but for the most part, you've been a powerhouse of KOs, a powerhouse of pressures, and you seem to have no problem getting through the goalies of freaking esports, regardless of your pick. Again, what are your thoughts behind the Vice Brawler, the IME Brawler, and I know that you have probably a Luna Brawler in your back pocket as well. What gravitates you towards those picks, and what do you think makes them so good?
Hold on. I just have a picture I need to show you real quick that fully emphasizes what I mean by picking like these pummelers.
Yeah, boot on your
Or not
webcam
these
so we
pummelers,
could
these
see
brawlers.
it.
I can't. I don't have a webcam.
Okay, then how are you gonna show me? It's okay, Flowers.
I can
We
send
can
you
articulate.
DMs, but yeah.
What am I gonna do with it? What am I gonna do? I'm not showing it.
You can put it on. Fine.
Articulate your thoughts,
I think
Flowers.
pummelers
Please.
is just funny.
Okay.
I just think
Was
pummelers
that
is funny.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Was that all the
No.
thoughts? Ain't no way.
No.
Ain't no
No.
Oh yeah,
shit.
no, it sounds about right with Flowers, yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
I think
typical
pumps is
Flowers
funny,
behavior.
and hold on. Where is this?
Okay. Well, in the meantime, while Flowers futilely attempts to show me a picture,
Shut up.
Jewish Asian, the champion of melee goalies. I think that melee goalies have had a phenomenal performance here, specifically in NAST. Obviously, between you, the grand champion, Beelzebub, who had amazing performance all season long, and even right at the ends of it, Hamster Quest on the debut, it really felt like melee goalies had a place in NAST where it didn't find footing in the other leagues. And I want you to walk me through, why do you think these picks still remain so good, in particular in this league or just in general, despite some of the nerfs that have come their way?
I'm just gonna say barcode strat. All I really had to do is just hold it down at long enough for my team to kind of sweep the rest of the games, which I know they're capable of. So all I did was just hold it down forever, and that's pretty much just my thought about it. Just keep holding it and let my team have a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. It definitely felt like you were able to just be an iron wall. Freaking esports tried so hard, especially in those last few sets. It felt like to get through you, but you really never let up. They didn't even end up taking a set in that final game. So well played to all 3 of you, really. And I think the question that's kind of naturally going to follow all of this is, what's next for Groundhog Day? Do you guys feel like you're going to take another stab at it once we get into the qualification seasons again? Are you guys exploring other options? Are you guys retiring? What's going to be happening for this crew coming into the next season?
I guess I'll go first for this. I said I'm only sticking with him if we win NAST, and
Here we are.
yeah,
I'm down.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
I'm looking
we're
for
gonna
team.
we're gonna
Any
run him
brawlers
back.
or midfield or any brawlers or goalies, hit me up.
Yeah, fair enough. On GOG. On GOG.
Oh yeah, it's still a question mark basically.
Yeah, that's all good. It's interesting, but definitely a good thing to add to each of your all's LFT posts if that ends up happening. And just continuing that, I think we're wrapping things up here. We're just going to go down to shout outs. Let's start with Flowers. Anyone to shout out in particular that you credit a little bit of your victory to?
Twisty 100%, like, only person to be coaching me through, like, ever since I started playing. Like, also before our game against Koyo, I think it was Koyo or Dynasty Party in like weeks 6 and 7. Twisty actually did some coaching for Spring Rolls, who couldn't make it unfortunately, and JA. So I feel like that helped us a lot.
All right. Well, yeah. Shout out to Twisty. Absolutely filling in. It feels like definitely is a season where we've had a lot of impactful coaches in NASA yesterday. We had a shout out to Gramella as well, right? And just continuing down the line here, Sphinx, any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to Spring Rolls. He was on the main roster, but he couldn't make it. And also shout out to East Coast Ping.
True. I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
well,
I
fair
know
enough.
what you mean.
Fair enough. All right,
But
fair enough.
yeah.
Any further things? Any further shout outs?
Nah, like all our subs. Thanks for playing, guys. It was fun, and thanks for coming in when we needed you, like Flowers, of course. Really
Hi.
clutch.
Yep,
Really clutch.
W
Really clutch.
substitutes. Hey guys, a roster is like what? A roster could be up to like what, 11 people nowadays? Hey, it's a family out
It's
there
8
for
and 3
some of these teams.
coaches.
Yeah, so 11 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
all your sub rosters, all your coaches, because it really does feel like they've had a huge impact this season across all the leagues. And now finally to wrap things up, JA, the man of the hour, the man who holds it down for an entire grand finals and a grand finals resets. Any shout outs to give out to anyone?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just say shout outs to our coaches and our subs, but also our OG Cat Munch roster. So that's Mexi Casual, Mudflap, gotta shout out them.
I thought you were gonna keep going. Is
I
that? Is
thought-
it? Yeah, it was like, and then now for more. Like, okay, fair enough.
That's
Yeah,
all,
shout out.
folks.
Yep, that's all. All right, and again, congratulations to Groundhog Day. You guys have pulled it through. A grueling losers run has led you guys to victory. So, any parting words from any one of your rosters before we cut to break and to the end of the entire NAS season 6? This is it. This is the last words.
I think everybody should learn Vice Brawler.
Okay. Does anyone have better words to add
What?
to conclude our series? To conclude our phenomenal, awesome, super close season 6, guys. All the pressure's on you. I'm gonna wait here.
I do actually have. I do have something I do need to like.
Follow your dreams. You know,
yeah.
some tips. Go for it.
No.
And Sphinx.
And Sphinx. So when like our teams first like actually, I guess, fought, it was season 5 of the NAST season when I was on Famine Corp, and we took each other out in Winterside qualifier match. So winner made it and Famine Corp made it. That was like the first of like a series of constantly just going against each other and like everything. First week of NAST was me versus them, was me versus Cat Munch. First match of playoffs for that season for NAST was me versus Cat Munch. And then when it came to NAST LCQs this season, my team got taken out by Groundhog Day, which is the team, and now I'm here. So I think it's really poetic. Yeah.
You can't beat him, join him.
I still have a winning record against you guys. Famine lost to you in one game ever.
And
fair enough. And by the way,
no. I'm good.
No, go say it. Hey, you get your shot in. We got flow.
No.
We got a.
I was joking around with the Flowers. Never mind.
Okay.
He's old. He forgot what he was gonna say.
And that'll be the moral of the story. Hey, if you think someone's good, reach out. I see a lot of players in OSAS and ISS. They're just timid. They're just, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to find anyone. And then they do. And then they do wonderful, wonderful things with it. So if that is the moral of the story of what Flowers just said, reach out, guys. We've got a long off season ahead of us. We've got LAN upcoming. Now is the time. You either got to shoot your shot to get your team together, or you got to forever hold your peace as we are ending out the season. But you're going to have plenty of time to do that in the upcoming off season. But rolling it back to today, again, congratulations to Groundhog Day. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us and watching us throughout Season 6. It has been a wonderful experience to have you guys on board. It's been wonderful to cast and see all of these games, and I'm looking forward to more Omega Strikers in the future. For those of you who will be in Denver, I will catch you guys at LAN. If not, I'll see you guys in a couple of months. I am Brickbat, joined by Big Tilt and Groundhog Day. And before we leave, a huge shout out to obviously the production crew, Saya, all the referees, all the stats teams. Again, we have 80 plus, probably 50 plus daily active members of the team who have made this league a reality. And I want to give a huge shout out to all of them, all of the players who've set aside hours, people like a named player, Saya, Achi, all the referees. Oh my God, all the referees, they went through hell this season. Everyone who showed up and did work for the league. I can't list them all. Lee Ari for doing the pre-shows, right? I could go through the list and go through all of them, and I'm probably not going to have time to do so. Saya's going to kill me if I go too long. But please, if you contributed to the NAS, if you contributed to the NAS from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for making this league a reality. So on that note, before I get murdered by every member in this Discord call, I am Brickbat, joined by Big Till and the rest of Groundhog Day. We'll catch you guys in a few months for qualifications in Season 7.
Nice.